Time for a bite size, bad guy style. Okay. Before I go, I'm gonna tell you that yeah, this is gonna be a bite size, but not only that, if you see me, this is a little bit of a mess. I don't even look myself a little bit. It's because um, I could admit that this time I decided to give myself a double feature, not only with the bad guys too, but also another movie that there's gonna be an incoming vlog out of it, and that one I'm gonna try to make it a little bit quicker too. But the thing is that not only I have not only a double feature, but I also did some other stuff like some gardening, helping some family members. I went also to a fair, and I got tired, and I just after I kind of fell asleep during the whole day, my body was almost like I just made I'll exercise, your body hurting and all this stuff. It feels great. I must add. But now that I'm rested, this is why I started to, doing all this stuff. And considering that I have some stuff that I have to pick up and all this stuff, I excuse if this is kind of like, like this. But anyway, that guys, I know it's based on a book. If you remember, I did really enjoy the first one. I really like it. I kind of expected that there was going to be bad guys too. It was kind of like no-brainer. This, I seen it and there's nothing else to say, but the second one is as enjoyable as it is. It is as energetic and hyper and really cartoonish as it is, and honestly, I will say that this is probably one of the most energetic DreamWorks films I ever seen. I still have my heart set on How to Train Your Dragon, except the live action, but the bad guys probably is gonna top a lot of my best DreamWorks animated films because man, that I really love. The facial expressions, the energy, the characters, some of the story elements here and there. And this one, it feels like a good continuation of it. The bad guys led by the big bad wolf. Yeah, they if you remember from the last movie, they stopped being bad guys. Then now they're released from jail and now they have to find a job. But unfortunately, because of their criminal records, it makes it hard for them. And then of course they try. That is until they're dragged into this heist that is led by this other group of thieves known as the Phantom Bandits, led by this leopard kind of girl named Kitty Cat. There's also this warthog who is kind of like a bit muscle and a fan of the bad guys, and of course there is this crow who she becomes the love interest of the snake. Yeah, the snake. I'm not gonna reveal too much into it because this is honestly I will say that if I say too much it will spoil too much about it, but it's basically kind of like this heist thing in which they drag down the typical story. It drags some guys who are retired and for some big heist, and it gets as wackier as it ever been, and it still holds up if you really like the first one. You like the character, you like the voice acting. And again, I gotta reiterate that this is probably the only movie where you can tolerate Aquafina. And you also kind of like the character because again, this is kind of like this is basically the DreamWorks equivalent of Lupin the Third. You still enjoy the kind of like the love-hate relationship between the bad guys and the chief. Commissioner. And of course, a lot of people, including myself, really love Diane Foxington. She really kicks ass. And she also becomes kind of like an integral part of the movie. And yeah, we got also some the returning villain, in which he doesn't do much, but let's say that he leaves room for a cliffhanger at the end. I was cracking up a lot about this movie. If I don't if I can underhype this movie a little bit, is that yes, it still has some moments about sequelitis, and that I will say that some character development felt a little bit lacking in the part of the Phantom Bandits, in which how they get there. But it is doing it does well, as it is. It's not gonna. It doesn't feel kind of like grand big, like the first one. The second one is, of course, what you expect from the sequel, but it's still a very entertaining sequel with the energy, the crazy characters. So I will say that yeah, the bad guys too. You can check it out if you like the first one. But I do guarantee that if you got into that franchise, well, then you'll see that they get these bad guys. They're about to give you some really really good time.